Hi, my name is Chukwemeka Ogun.
Hi, my name is Enio, and today we'll be answering some popular questions around personal finance. So I have a list of questions here, and our first question is, how do I borrow responsibly? Emeka, do you want to take
Yeah,
that?
I will. To borrow responsibly, you have to bear in mind to take an amount that you can comfortably repay. So before taking a loan, you have to take a look at your monthly income, your recurring expenses, and then also look at the terms of the loan, right? To make sure that you're borrowing responsibly, take a loan, take an amount that you can comfortably repay for. Let's say an example, you apply for a loan and maybe you say that you can borrow up to like 50,000 naira, but you've looked at your monthly expenses and your income, and you calculate that, okay, based on these figures I have, I can comfortably repay, say, 30,000, right? Just go for the 30,000 naira loan. You do not need the 50,000 naira loan. Also, when you take the 30,000 naira loan, make sure you repay on time, right? Endeavor to repay on time. Set reminders. Look at the repayment schedule to make sure that, okay, even in the 30,000 naira that they're borrowing, that the tenure also aligns, with what you want to achieve. So let's say you can comfortably pay 30,000 naira in, say, in 2 months. There's no need for you to struggle to fit everything into like 1 month. It's going to put a lot of financial strain on your income. So it's better for you to like maybe break it down or take a longer time to give yourself some financial leeway to maybe to put your money into some other things. Just because your loan limit is 100k does not mean you have to take the 100k.
Yes.
If it's 50k, just take the 50k and have peace of mind, and then still very well pay, and then you move on. All right. So the second question here is from an early career professional.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think are the money mistakes an early career professional should avoid?
Okay. I think early in your career, it's very easy to get carried away. Like, it's the first time, well, maybe it's not the first time, but it's the first time you're earning like proper money. Before you're in school, so maybe you get pocket money and then you get some income from from like small jobs you're doing. But I think, early career is the first time you're earning proper money. So it's very important to not get carried away, to basically be planning for the future. So yes, I know it's the first money. So maybe the first salary you can be reckless. But after that, let's really back in. Okay, let's plan. What are we actually earning and what do we actually need to spend? So what are your fixed expenses? So are you paying rent? Do you have subscription? How much does it cost you to feed yourself every month? And then basically come up with some sort of budget. So if my income is 50k or 100k, let's use 100k. And I know that it cost me 20k to eat monthly, another 20k to socialize with my friends, another 20k to pay for, clothes or groceries and things like that. Whatever it is that I need to, create a budget that actually includes all the things I need to spend money on, all the things I want to spend money on. Obviously, you can't afford all your wants, but anyway, as much of your wants as makes sense. And then you should also be trying to save, because at any income point that you're in, you should be trying to put money aside for the future for yourself. So I would say that would look like, if you can do 10% or 5% or 20%, you do that. Another thing that comes in is, as your income grows, the typical thing is, as your income grows, your expenses will grow. And it's very important for you to say, okay, yes, my income has gone from 100k to 150k, but your expense should not also then go up with ideally, you shouldn't go up with your income. You should say, okay, I'm earning a bit more. Can I continue to live comfortably at what I was spending when I was earning 100k? And save the rest for a rainy day. I would say those are some key things. Another thing that we talked about as well is emergency fund. So it's very important for you as an adult to have an emergency fund. So you need to say, okay, typically a lot of people start with a base emergency fund, so you can say 1 month of expenses, right? And then if you have any debt, you can pay that debt off and then come back to, scale up your emergency fund. Or you might say, okay, actually, I really want to start saving or investing. Let's say you want to buy stocks, or you want to build a savings pot for a house or something. So if you spend all your time, all your money at that point saving for your emergency fund, you won't actually be putting money down for these other things you want to save for. So you might do, okay, I'm going to start my emergency fund off at 1 month, and then you save for whatever that thing you want to save for is, and then you come back and say, I want to build it up to a 3-month emergency fund or a 6-month emergency fund. It's just to make sure that if anything happens to you, if your car breaks down, if you have a health thing, which hopefully you have health insurance, so you won't have a health thing. If you need to help family out for something, you have that aside to help you.
Yeah, just like there's this also, let's say, question, a lot of confusion with having savings, emergency funds, and expenses at the same time, right? As somebody that just like started working, and you've heard people say save expense of your income, save for rent, put your this, it gets confusing, or rather it gets overwhelmed trying to save for all of these things at the same time. How would you go about, let's say you have to maintain a savings, maybe you have under pot for investment, under pot for emergency funds, and then your daily expenses. How would you?
As a lot of people say, at the beginning of the month, pay whatever bills you have. If you can split it into different accounts for the different use cases, then do that. So I would start with daily expenses, then I would go on to emergency fund. And ideally what you want to do is, once you've done your budget, you know how much you can comfortably save every month, and you will not have to keep going into the savings to cover your monthly cost, right? So let's say I earn 100K and I can save 10% comfortably, knowing that every month I have 90K to eat and live off, and I only put 10K into my emergency savings. It means that my emergency savings will stay intact. And let's say what I need, obviously, as my emergency savings, you say it's 1 month of expenses, I need to save 90K, okay? So that means for the next 9 months, I'm putting 10K into an account for my emergency fund, and then I get my 90K for my emergency fund. And then at that point, I can then switch gears and I can say, oh, okay, I've gone from emergency fund, now I'm doing savings. So savings and investment, you can say, okay, I'm saving for, I think where people struggle is, what am I saving for? So I think it's important to figure out what you're saving for. Are you saving for a house? Are you saving for a car? Are you saving for a holiday? Whatever it is, then you can say, okay, I'm going to open a special account for this particular savings, and I'm going to put money there every month. If your holiday is 150K, in 15 months you would have saved your 150K. Then you think, no, okay, I want to invest. You then say, okay, now every month that 10K is going towards your investment. Now, ideally in this time frame, your income has gone up, so you might want to rejig your budget for the month. So let's say my income went from 100K to 150K. That would mean that I'm living on 90K, and ideally I should continue to live on that 90K if I can. Or if you can't, let's say it goes up to 100 or 110K or whatever. But the point being that you try and live below your means as much as possible. And then I'll say to myself, I'm assuming I'm still living on my 90K, right? So I'm living on my 90K. Yeah. I'm still putting my 10K each month into my emergency fund, into my savings account for whatever savings goal I've set up. Let's say it's rent. But I now have this additional 50K to play with every month. So I can decide, actually, I can maybe do 10K enjoyment fund monthly. I can say, okay, an additional 10K towards my savings. And because that then leaves me with 30K, I can say, actually, I can probably start my investment a bit early. Or you can decide that, what, my savings goal to pay rent is more important right now. So I'll pack all that money, put it to my rent, right? And then after that, I go into investment. So it really depends on where your priorities are at each point, and you determining what is most important at that point. So for example, for me now, I'm building my emergency fund, but I'm also being intentional about saving long term. So I put basically the 10% that I remove every month, I split it into two. I say half into emergency fund and then another half into more longer term savings, which I have my own personal goals. So that's what I'm using it for. Yes. So it really depends on what stage you are in life.
Yeah, and then also you have to have the discipline to pay it through. And part of that discipline is also properly recording your expenses. Track it. If you have to use Excel or anything, just track it, because when you itemize and track your expenses, you may just find out that it is for subscription that you are doing that you don't even use, that you've not used maybe in the last 3 months or 4 months, or maybe because you are now very busy, you don't even get to enjoy the subscription. You can comfortably cut it off and maybe redirect the funds into something else, So that's also like
another thing. I find that some people get really stressed out with tracking. So what I recommend is, let's say you started working last month, so spend whenever it is, you build an initial budget, and then in 3 or 6 months you sit down and you're like, okay, let me just do this one-off review of my expenses over the past 3 to 6 months. You do that analysis, you rejig your budget accordingly, and then what you do based off that budget is, as the salary land, put the money where it's supposed to be and remove it from your eyes. So let's say your primary bank is branch, right? You have your income in your branch account, you have your emergency fund in your flexi, and then you have your whatever you're saving for in the future. Let's say you're saving rent, you put it in your fixed or your target. So your rent is 500k this month. So every month, as your salary lands, just move it straight into the target investment, and know that you can't touch it till rent is due, basically. So you every month, just at the beginning, plan accordingly. And that way, the money that's inside your account is what you have to spend. So as you get your debit, let's say, only 5k left, so I can't go out. Yeah, forget about the other money.
Yeah, I was going to say also, so when I started my career, I had to buy lots of clothes because I didn't have any work. I had to invest in clothes because they'll say, dress how you want to be addressed. I have to buy quality clothes so that you don't have to keep going back to get it. So I I did actually have a budget for the first 3 months, because I didn't know what my expenses were. I was just trying to figure it out. Yeah, but the major thing that I had that helped me was that my salary was paid into my account, and whenever I carry out a transaction, I put a note in the description to help me plan. So when I was now drawing up a budget around 3 months later, I was able, okay, so this is what I spent for this month, what I spent. So it enabled me to actually without this budget and forecast what my budget, forecast what my future expenses would look like, and apportion the remaining, or say into savings, rent, and feeding and the like.
Yeah, I like what you said about clothes, because, for example, me, I love shopping, but shopping is an expensive activity. So every month when I get my salary, I put money in an account called clothes, right? And then when it reaches a certain amount, I'm like, oh, free. Let's go and spend. So I go to the store and they're like, oh man, you can buy this and you can buy this. No. I have 50k. When the 50k ends, I'm going like, no, I'm sure you have my mic. No. I have 50k. So once this is spent, I see you when I have another 50k to go shopping again. So that's what life is about, balance. You need to, live for today, but also plan for the future. So as much as possible, I'm not saying delayed gratification 100%, but I'm not saying instant gratification 100%. So yes, treat yourself today or take care of yourself today, but also plan for the future. So that's why I'm always at the beginning of the month, just put some money away for your future self. It doesn't have to be a lot, but little drops of water make an ocean, or whatever that saying is, right?
Yeah.
And you just keep going from there. You think it's only 5k, you put it down, you invest it, or you put it away in an account that gives you interest for, that's maybe, let's say it's 5% or 10% or 15%, whatever the interest is that you're getting for this money that you put away. It adds up. right? I think I checked one account and it was like, oh, you've collected 50K of interest. I said, oh, really? Thank you. So, it's nice. It feels good when you just keep growing up. And another thing, and just delete the app. Delete the app. Because when you check in every day, oh my God, it's only 200 there. It's only 200 naira, and it gives you anxiety. So if you can, just put it away and know that I've put it away for a rainy day, and when I need it, it's there for me.
Yeah, I think also like say maybe that timing of maybe once salary comes in, put some money away. It helps you to build discipline, financial discipline, right? And then with that, you can also like help you to make better financial like decisions.
Yeah.
So for example, there's this shoe I saw that my friend won. I was like, oh, I like this shoe, right? But then again, I asked about the price, and then he told me, I was like, okay, do I really need this shoe now, or can it actually wait, right? So right now, what I am doing currently is I am just taking some time to I'm putting some money away, to be able to afford the shoe. But I'm taking some time to like, in a month's time, do I actually want that shoe, or do I want another shoe? So, or do I even want anything? So it just helps me to also like, I know that maybe I may eventually end up getting like issue, but I don't like need it now, right? I can like delay it and comfortably, just put some money away till
can afford it. Yeah. No, I hear you. I did the same thing actually. The pair of heels that I bought in uni, they were expensive. I don't wear them anymore.
I think,
but I really, really, really wanted them. So I put money together and I bought it. And now, like, they're still at home. And I put them on and I was just like, no, but realistically, this is not a shoe. Can't wear this. You can't wear this anymore.
Yeah, because, with all of these expenses, this kind of expense, maybe your taste,
taste changes and all of that.
And then maybe you find out maybe you get something, but then it doesn't go with
anything else.
Yeah.
So
you wanted to say something about discipline, financial discipline.
Okay, yeah. So it's more along the lines of what you said. So typically what I would do is I have something where I call a sinking fund. So if there's something I know I want in terms of clothes or the shoes, like you said, I just put money aside periodically to do that. So like I have a couple of sinking funds now. So I remember in a sports club, so you pay every 6 months. And if it's from one salary, it's a bit painful. That month that I paid, I'm a bit broke. So what I started doing was putting money aside every month towards, because I know what the 6 monthly payment will be. So I put money aside every month, and then when the 6 months comes, I pay it, and then I keep going. Similarly for skincare, I discovered chemical peels like 2 years ago, and I like it. But it's not cheap. So what I do is I put money aside every month, and then obviously I know how much it costs. So when I reach that point, I go and do it. I think last time I went, the lady was like, oh, I can come and do it every month, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, but okay, so it's not like, the one I do is not a chemical peel. It's like this facial that sort of does like a soft peel. I don't want to say that somebody said I should want to do a chemical peel every month. They just say that.
Yeah.
But so it's like a gentle peel. Or it's flaky, basically what they call it. So it's a facial, but it peels you a little bit, or can peel you a little bit. So the lady said, oh, I should come and do it every month. And I said to her, oh, I don't think I need to do it every month, but also it's not in my budget to do this every month. So I'll see you in 6 months, because that's the run time till I have enough money is 6 months. So that's what I do. Or another thing is, I think we're talking about when you buy, so like as a woman, skincare is expensive, right? You don't need it every month, but when you buy it, it is expensive. So knowing that when I need to restock my skincare, maybe it costs me 50K or it costs me 100K or whatever it is that's going to cost me, I put money aside into a pot. Or you could put money aside into a pot and say, I'm going to do this bulk. Yeah, I'm going to buy bulk, exactly. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Or if I didn't do that, then I would take it from my emergency fund, because I use my emergency fund as sort of like a float for things that I prepay, knowing that in the future I'll put the money back.
Yeah.
So let's say it's that month the budget for skincare is 20K, but I ended up spending 60K on skincare. I'll take the additional 40 from my emergency fund, knowing that for the next 2 months, that 20K needs to just go straight back into my emergency fund to pay that back, ideally.
Yeah. And I agree with you. Maybe another way to just, because maybe when you have to sit down, start calculating it, right? Or rather, a good way I think that helps to build financial discipline. If you can set up like a recurring, just set it up on your app and then
It goes every month.
it goes every month. So you don't have to enter, because by the time you start mentally calculating it, you may start feeling, let me just take small.
Smart. Yeah. I think so. People always say this, but I find that for me, I prefer to do it every month because I don't have the issue of spending. So if I did have the issue, I would do the automated thing. But I find that when I put the money aside, I'm like, okay, this is a realistic thing. Because sometimes, yes, I should always put money in. I should always put money away, but there's a fluke of a month that you might just be like in December, right? So by the time you buy Christmas, before we even get to the dirty part of the December, by the time you buy Christmas presents for your mom, your aunt, your niece, your nephew, let's even say you're giving out the adults, but your niece, your nephew, then everybody now has like 2 children, so there's like 7 of them. That's like, okay, so December is always a tricky time to save. So in December, I give myself a bit of leeway that, okay, you know what, it's okay. We'll start again in January.
Yeah, I do actually get you. Some people will say that, December salary, isn't it salary for December that we're supposed to use still? Because January is really long.
January is a long one. Okay, cool. Thanks, Emeka, for this. This has been fun. I love talking about money. Okay. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching this episode. It's been a pleasure to have you listening to us talk about personal finance. If you have any further questions, please leave your questions in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them in future episodes. See you later. Bye.
Bye.